There is a crisis in rural Canada and growing frustration after a Global News investigation revealed soaring electricity rates are pushing families into poverty. As we first reported last week, high power bills have forced some Ontarians to choose between putting food on the table and turning on the lights. Now more people are stepping forward with their stories. Our Shirley Engel is trying to get some answers from the power company.
The phones ring year-round at the United Way of Bruce Grey, Ontario.
How much is your hydro bill?
Rural residents with sky-high electricity bills begging for help, on the verge of being cut off by Hydro One.
This is an absolute crisis.
Francesca Dobin's organization receives funding to help low-income people pay their bills. Since January 1st, they've processed more than 200 applications. But there's just not enough cash to go around, and people are getting desperate.
We have talked to people who've had medical emergencies. We've had a man who had a heart attack who told our staff that it actually would have been financially better for his family if he had passed away rather than survive because of the medical equipment that was plugged into his home and jumped his hydro bill.
Hydro prices have shot up 100% over the past decade. Though some residents are doing everything they can to cut consumption, steep delivery charges keep the bills high.
We've become really energy efficient. Most of my appliances and most of the stuff we have are on natural gas.
Phil Sams has already had one disconnection notice.
And most people pick keeping the lights on, and then they starve for the month, which I think is ridiculous.
Global News has repeatedly asked for data to show the extent of this crisis, but Hydro One refuses to provide it. The provincial energy minister and the regulator that sets hydro prices have yet to tell us of any efforts to find out how bad things are. People we've spoken to say they're fed up.
If you're on the shoreline at certain points, you can look south and you can see Bruce Power. You can see the reactor buildings, and it's ironic, basically a stone's throw away. And yet we pay really high delivery charges.
Experts say just because power is generated nearby, it doesn't mean it's cheaper to deliver. The rural customer base in Ontario is small and spread out over a vast area. But next door in Quebec, urban and rural customers pay the same rate. People in the cities subsidize their rural neighbors.
If there is a social decision made by Ontarians to subsidize living in rural areas or in low density areas, then that choice can be made and different types of subsidies could be given to promote such lifestyles.
Meanwhile, for this family near Timmins, Ontario, steep hydro bills are clearly a crisis. Joanna Sauve is about to give birth to her second baby. The bill for this small trailer, $800.
My boyfriend had got laid off too, and I have another child, and it's like, holy mac. I just kind of had a mental breakdown a little bit.
The question no one can answer is how many other families are in a similar predicament. Shirley Engel, Global News, Ottawa.
This story is generating a lot of reaction, and many of you still have stories to share. You can reach us through our website, globalnews.ca/globalnational. You'll also find Jacques Bourgault's original report on skyrocketing hydro prices.